He gets a lot of business, and every woman says that you're exceptional in how you satisfy me. And that got me thinking that if a series has been made on it, right, there must be some truths to it. I then Googled a bit.
And when you told me about it, I Googled a bit too.
And
it was an education. I think I've been living under a rock all these years.
both of us, Kiran,
If the men in their lives are not giving them what they need, they're going to look elsewhere. And if the tables are turned now, so
But
be it.
Kiran-
Men are able to, have sex for the sake of sex.
compartmentalize
Yeah.
it, yes.
And not be emotionally attached. It's just body for them. But for women, it has to be more than that.
Correct. So, Kiran, last week, one women's organization, Ladies Who Lead, had asked me to be in conversation with Tilottama Shom.
Mm-hmm.
She's a very
Well-known.
actress and who does really meaningful roles. And normally, I said okay because she's interesting, and I thought it'll be nice to get familiar with her work because I've only watched her in Sir. And I don't like to watch crime, but I do my full homework and I go. So I watched Delhi Crime ko episode where the season that she's in it. And then I watched Tribhuvan Mishra CA Topper.
That must have been very interesting.
At first, my ears burned because there's just so much cussing in it. And it's that absolute Kanpuriya level cussing, okay? That I was first wondering that why does the entertainment have to include such expletives, okay? Like foul language is just, so maybe like we are from another era. So I thought, oh, Shonali, you're from another era. Then I got to the part where this Manav Kaul is the actor, very good actor. He is playing this totally middle-class family man and uncorruptible in a government job, and then bad times fall upon his family and he's in severe debt, and there are these, basically debt collectors. What are they called? Loan sharks. So they are chasing him and threatening him with all sorts of consequences, and then his wife keeps telling him that, I wish you had some other talent. And she's also previously praised him and said that nobody can match your talent in bed. You really know how to satisfy women. And so this really decent middle-class bloke who buys bhindi and bengan from the cart in the morning outside his Noida flat starts moonlighting as a gigolo.
This is a
Servicing
warning.
middle-class women.
Do not ever compliment your husband on
और
his talents.
और टेल फेट है तुम्हारे पास तो कोई टैलेंट होता तो कितना अच्छा होता.
पर तुम्हारा ये टैलेंट बहुत अच्छा है.
good inference. And so then he joins one website and he starts being just a male, not an escort, like proper gigolo.
Mm-hmm.
And he takes some lessons in it and all, as in like how to go about soliciting and stuff. And his handle is called CA Topper. He gets a lot of business, and every woman says that you're exceptional in how you satisfy me. And that got me thinking that if a series has been made on it, right, there must be some truths to it. And so I then Googled a bit.
And when you told me about it, I Googled a bit too.
And
it was an education. I think I've been living under a rock all these years.
both of us, Kiran,
I know.
I was reading all these interviews of people on,
It's a proper
Quora
profession.
and Reddit.
Yeah.
It's a thriving profession.
And not in the main metros, as you may imagine.
No?
Also in the main metros, but more in the smaller towns, from what I read. It's all the Meerats and the Lucknows and the Hoshiarpurs and the Jalandhars and
Women really have agency. So, what I found interesting in the show was that at one time, this woman who's hired CA Topper, they get busted. And the cop says to the girl, आपको शर्म नहीं आती कि आप पैसे लेते हो ऐसे काम के लिए? She says, पैसे नहीं लेती हूँ, मैं पैसे देती हूँ, right?
I like that flip.
Yeah, I like that flip. I like that flip that they've given the sexual agency to women and shown that, women are in it too. But during my research online, I found out that there is a dadi, albeit young, 47-year-old grandmom, who hires male escorts. And she wants only good-looking ones.
She's paying for it.
She's paying for it.
Why are we so scandalized? Men have been doing this for years.
Of course. But, you always assume that in India, women are still held back by societal shame enforced upon them, by the fear of risking infamy by being caught red-handed or booking a hotel by themselves. But oh man,
There was a case in Gujarat where two friends I read had been regularly hiring these couple of escorts,
married women.
married women.
Yeah, I think the other thing is that they are either college students getting over a heartbreak or married women.
There must be so much loneliness in the marriage.
Of course, indeed.
Yeah. And they had been swindled and conned and blackmailed by these escorts, but they could not file a complaint because they couldn't let it come out in the open.
Right.
So the news report had come out that they were not willing to file a complaint, but they wanted this news to go out so that other women who might
Fall prey.
avail of these services
Yeah.
would know what to look out for.
And
Basically don't go to the same guys over and over again.
oh.
Don't establish any relationship with them. Don't get emotional over them.
Hmm.
But a lot of the women I see become sugar mommies to these escorts.
Oh, they do, right?
Yeah, they're
But I think-
gifting them things and buying them and taking
Oh,
them
yeah,
on
that's
trips.
part of tipping. So in Tribhuvan Mishra, Tilottama falls in love with him
What?
and says, let's elope. And then he tells her that, but I never loved you even for a minute. So she said, but you used to bring that cake for me. He said, that is just part of my value add service. Okay. And now during my research, I realized that a couple of these people, one of the guys is a sales professional with a very big MNC. He gets a decent job, but through being this gigolo, he earns up to another additional lakh a month. Plus, there's joy in it. He says there's variety. He does it for that. But the interesting thing is that there is some certification. Did you read about that?
No? Inform me? Certification.
Yeah. So men.
Who is
listen-
giving the certification?
We believe a lot of men listen to our podcast, so this is for them. Okay.
In case anybody is thinking of trying
Yeah.
out this profession.
Yeah, okay, so I'm just going to find that out for you. Becoming a certified gigolo requires a significant investment in the HGA certificate course, which validates your credibility. Many successful gigolos began their journey by working as waiters, delivery personnel, or laborers to save enough money for the certification. If you're currently jobless or lack a stable income, it's better to secure a steady job first before pursuing this career, because this career also costs you. It's an investment. Earning potential. Certain gigolos in India earn between 35,000 to 1,25,000 per month. And there's possibility of higher income. And then they said that there are some very dodgy sites, and a couple of these gigolos got conned.
Mm-hmm.
Because somebody said that, to confirm your booking, you need to wire me money. And then when he reached the hotel, this was in Delhi, of course, when he reached in Gurgaon, reached the hotel, she said that there's some, whatever, the woman, to be convinced that you're not a spy, needs a deposit of 8,000. And then he transferred that money, and basically,
She conned him of his own money.
if his own money. So now,
Lord Almighty.
there are these legit sites. Top secret women's societies regularly hiring gigolos. Aspiring gigolos, please take note. There's Kama Sutra Society for Married Women, Aviator Money Mill, Indo-German Women's Society for Tantra, Russian Women Kama Sutra Society, NRI Women Kama Sutra Society, 69 divorced women community. Oh my God, I hope children are not watching our podcast.
Please give this a PG rating.
Yeah, really PG rating.
And this is very high-tech and informed. I mean, I only read about them lurking around on the beaches and causeways with red handkerchiefs.
I
And
know, I read that too.
and scarves that
Yeah,
PCAS put
chop
back.
party and all that, yeah.
And waiting for cars to drop to them and then going.
No, and then women pull up and then they ask for directions. And then the guy quickly hops into the car and then they drive off. That's the modus operandi.
And this is like very sleazy, basic level stuff which used to happen years ago. But this sounds more like
But it
in
was the
tune
opposite.
tune with the
The
times.
sleazy stuff before was
The men are drawing up.
men drawing up, right? And okay, so
So now it is the women who are driving their own cars and picking up the men.
so this is the Gigolo's interview on youthkiawaz.com. That's a legit site.
What is the Youth Ki Awaaz propagating now?
Yeah, I know.
Career options.
He says, I feel these women are either in a one-sided marriage or have no sense of belonging. They want to boost their self-worth and satiate their sexual needs. I've shared a bed with housewives, corporate honchos, air hostesses, and college students. They all have different stories, but the same desire. The flawless boyfriend experience, he says. And then he spoke to, this is a proper article, huh? There's a woman married for 9 years, lives in a posh locality in Bombay, owns a fleet of luxury cars and many bungalows and huge plots in Maharashtra. Every time she meets Akash, the gigolo, she behaves with him like he's her husband. She shows me the stuff she has purchased recently and keeps on talking as if I'm the father of her children, he says with a bemused smile. Then there's a college-going woman he had encountered who hired his services for 7,000 rupees. She also paid for the dinner. And throughout the night, she kept talking about her ex-boyfriend who dumped her and went to sleep on his chest.
So I think along with their sexual prowess and their abilities to physically satisfy a woman, they also need to do some
emotionally satisfy them.
Therapy courses and counseling, and
Actually,
it would add to the repertoire.
I think that if they all aspiring gigolos, if you watch Tribhuvan Mishra CA Topper, you will learn all there is to learn in this. Because you know what he starts doing? He starts getting wooden mirrors with CA Topper engraved on it and giving it to his
customers.
His loyal customers to say that whenever you look at a reflection, I want you to think of me. And then one day, two of them pull it out in some beauty parlor together. And their sister-in-laws, okay, co-sister-in-laws. And they're like, oh my God, what's going on? But basically, this is the tip he's given, that just go that extra mile to fulfill their emotional needs.
Man, this is very good after-sales service.
Yeah, but listen, Kiran.
What?
Everyone has said that this is only growing this business.
So there's an epidemic.
The Telegraph India article that you also shared with me spoke about the scope of business.
Yeah, it's quite immense and it's quite widespread.
Yeah.
And it's across SECs, across
and
locations.
And religions and sects.
Absolutely. And it's not necessarily that, okay, fine, there's certain deviancy involved. Sometimes it's not that the husbands are not aware that their wives are...
No doubt. They wouldn't be aware.
Sometimes the husbands want to participate with the wives.
Oh, okay.
So that's another segment altogether. We won't get into that because that's not what we want to talk about. But the fact is this epidemic of loneliness. The fact that women are now...
do you think it's only loneliness? You think women want sexual variety now?
I think women have not been pleasured by the men in their lives, and they have realized that they deserve pleasure. They deserve to feel good about themselves, that sex is good and it can be pleasurable.
Right.
So many married women, so many friends say that they never knew what an orgasm was for many years.
Correct.
So, I mean, if the men in their lives are not giving them what they need, they're going to look elsewhere. And if the tables have turned now, so
but
be
Kiran,
it.
When traditionally, since thousands of years, when men have strayed out of relationships and marriages, it isn't that their needs were not being met. It is because they wanted variety. So why do we want to assume that some women also need variety? Why do we have to always place the blame on their needs are not being fulfilled?
Valid point.
Because aren't they free, independent, sexual beings by themselves?
They aren't free, right? They aren't free.
Point.
They are sexual beings, but they aren't free to be sexual, which is why this entire thing of gigolos has everybody up with their knickers in a twist.
No pun intended, really. But here's the thing that I feel, and I did read this too, that, women, a lot of gigolos have said that women get too attached sometimes to them, and then they go in through they're in for another heartbreak after that. Okay? Because if this is how you're boosting your self-worth, then you're on very shaky ground.
See, the thing is, do you detach? Women aren't necessarily able to detach sexual from emotional.
Correct.
For
no
women,
matter how much they pretend.
Yeah. This is the age of the hookup culture. This is the age of all that. But we know how much women do suffer.
It's true.
Men don't suffer. Men are able to, have sex for the sake of sex.
Compartmentalize it, yes.
And not be emotionally attached. It's just body for them. But for women, it has to be more than that.
Correct.
So at the end of the day, the advice the person said, don't repeat the same person over and over again.
I have to say that when I was about to click on one of these websites to just look at it for the sake of our podcast, then I said, I better not. Because...
there'll be a data leak like that Madison, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Ashley Madison. And I'll be like, what? No. So I think it'll be really nice if someone who's watching this episode of ours can go through these websites and DM us and tell us what goes on over there. It'll be
Educative.
educative, yeah. Exactly. So, Kiran, coming back to the show, and I have no skin in this game. I am not a producer of the show, so don't get me wrong. I'm not promoting it. There's a very funny aspect to the show because this Tilottama is married to a man who's really unattractive. Okay, he's much older than her. He's bald, and he had like 3 strands of hair that some bald men tend to comb in a way that it goes over your head like a little rainbow or a band.
Yeah, the comb over.
It's a comb over of just 3 strands of hair. So the bald and this little putty going from here.
I love the optimism.
Right? And now he's ruthless to her. He's very rude to her. He disrespects her. He constantly disses her because she is a romantic and she loves watching cinema and talking about it. She likes going to the movies. And he's constantly dissing her and saying that, what kind of a dream world do you live in? And she says, come talk to me. And he'll be like, what? You think I'm Shah Rukh Khan? So it's just a lot of disrespect.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I'm coming to. When she watches movies, she fantasizes about him in Shah Rukh Khan's place and the main lead's place, him with his
3 hairs.
3 hairs, that he's singing and doing, dancing for her and performing for her because she loves him. And then when she strays and outside of marriage and hires the CA topper, and also this is a very dark guy, the gangster. He had the halwai shop, but he's a gangster who is constantly nabbing illegitimate relationships and murdering somebody involved. So typically he gets hired by the husband or the wife to kill the lover. Okay. And now in his own house, this is going on. So when she hires the gigolo, the CA topper guy, she asks him she says, can you please dance for me? So he dances for her. And that becomes a part of their routine. He first dances for her and after that they have sex. When her husband, 3-strand hair guy, finds out about this, more than the cuckolding, what he's upset about is that he used to dance for her also. And then he feels so unsettled that slowly he starts dancing for her. But of course, the ship has sailed by then.
So do you think this is some sort of a power equation that women have when you are paying for it and you can make the man do what you command?
So there are 2 things here. What I'm trying to say is that he thinks that it's a small thing. What does she want me to dance for? But men don't realize that love for women is very nuanced and layered. Right? Wanting attention, wanting fulfillment isn't just about being draped in a sari or being given a necklace, right? It goes way beyond that.
So the love language is very different. For men, the love language is giving gifts.
And for her, this is part of the foreplay.
Yeah, absolutely. And it makes her feel seen and makes her feel wanted, that he's putting an effort in to seduce her.
Yeah.
But with all his 3 strands of hair, I don't think all the dancing would have done the job.
No, but she really did love him. But by now she's in love with the man hooker, no?
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
This is nice and complicated.
Yeah, I mean, there's too much gundagardi in the show, which is unnecessary. But without it, it would have certainly done well. The premise is really good. And it's all cash income.
Yeah. No GST.
No GST. Right?
No GST.
Yeah.
not.
I don't know.
Advance tax.
I know prostitution is now legalized, right? In India.
No,
No?
it's not legalized in India.
Oh, prostitution not legalized?
No.
So
But-
it exists like people are blindfolding their eyes when it exists?
It exists like it has always exists, like gambling exists, like alcohol exists.
No,
Everybody
but like all these red light areas.
Yeah, it exists. That's why the raids keep happening. That's why the bribes get paid. That's why that happens. But it would make sense if this gets legalized, because then A, they are registered. B, they have regular medical checkups.
And the crimes against these women.
Women-
Have you read this novel called Death in Shonagachi? My God, Kiran.
Stomach turning.
It was stomach turning.
Yeah.
And really, really well written. I mean, it is
Real
fiction,
life.
but it's really literally real life.
It's based on real life.
It's completely based on real life. And it really shook me.
I've always wondered.
Because these people get murdered and all that, and nothing can be done in court because their clients are illegal. Everything is illegal. So at what stage do you even care for a life lost?
And it's not just in India. Just the other day, I was reading about this OnlyFans model in Dubai who went to a party with some of the sheikhs. I don't know what exactly it was. never showed up for the next few days, and I was found by the highway, all her bones broken and twisted and whatever, and
Dead or alive?
dead. So this happens across the world. It's only in countries where it is legalized and where it is accepted socially that, okay, there is no social censure on either the customer or the person providing the service. Where there's, the playing field is level in a way for the customer as well as the person providing the
So
service.
why aren't they legalizing it in India? There's so much crime attached to it.
I think it's a good source of revenue, illegal revenue.
One day, Kiran, I attended a talk by women from the red light area. And not long after that, we were trying to look for a shortcut to get to some place. And for the first time in my life, I drove past Kamatipura. And I'll tell you one thing, you can live in Bombay and you may not want to face realities of other people's lived realities, but it is an eye-opener.
It is, definitely.
And I was in a car. I was in a car just looking out, the kind of accommodation, the seediness of it all, the signage, the clinics with all sorts of STDs, and they loudly advertise outside, the pimps hanging outside, the urchins. It was really, really tragic. But thankfully, a lot of people are doing good work in this area.
Yeah, they are. That's true.
I personally, in fact, know this girl who's doing a lot of good work in Bombay to educate their children, to house them. Rashmi, a bubbly 47-year-old grandmother in Mumbai, has been sleeping with sex workers for the last 15 years. She says sex is like chocolate. The more you have it, the more you want it. Firstly, at 47, she's a grandmother. Means she must have been married very young.
Very young. And she must have spent her good years raising kids.
Oh, and she's the one, she said the gigolo, she got attached to some of them and they borrowed a lot of money and never returned it. And so now they only do word of mouth. And this Rashmi says that basically, I think she was in a terrible marriage. Her husband was very unfaithful to her. And she said that besides using sex with gigolos as a weapon to hit back at her husband, she also felt empowered that she was making her own choices for the first time in her life.
This is what I was saying. Now, there is a power equation here that
right.
you're paying for sex, and whoever you can tell that person to do what you please.
Yeah.
You don't have to okay, you're finished and then it's finished.
Right. Maybe urban company. Urban company can introduce. Listen, nowadays urban company has a maid thing also. If your maid has gone on chutti, you can get a temp maid through urban company. Maybe next they're going to introduce this.
Services.
Yeah.
Blinkit already has sex toys. So if you need something, if you need a massager, in 5 minutes you can have it at home.
How do you know all this is what I'm very curious about?
Because I'm on Blinkit all day and I'm scrolling categories, babe. I have not felt the urge to order for it yet.
Yeah, so Blinkit this is what they need to add.
So that was very informative and interesting to me that somebody wants a massager in 5 minutes.
Yeah. How interesting.
So maybe next urban company offers this. Schedule your service. Upload dry.
Actually, if they add it on Blinkit, it'll be quite literal, right? Like,
Blinkit.
While the man was blinking, he got hoodwinked.
This is like pun paper.
Pun paper. But the first thing they will do is they'll first add services for men.
Yeah. There's a bigger market for it, right?
But isn't that Tinder?
Tinder's not paid services.
Isn't that Tinder? And by the way, Kiran, we haven't discussed this, but all these apps are now losing money.
They would.
The apps are bleeding because no matter how avant-garde this generation has been with dating, they realize that there's so much false projection going on all these apps that they just want a little real connection, so it's not working.
Yeah, how much do you swipe right, swipe left, swipe right?
So I'm just saying that maybe this is what Tinder is about now, of hiring.
But there's no money exchanged on Tinder, right?
Yeah, I mean, that is privately people can strike deals. I'm giving people lots of career ideas today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is our vocational course.
Certified vocational training. Yeah.